Alrighty, guys, strap yourselves in. We have an absolute bumper episode today. I'm going to cover for you guys why you really need an A-list. I'm going to explain exactly what that is and also how to plan your week like a champion. So, guys, I feel pretty good today. To be honest, like me and my wife recently moved up to Gold Coast. We're up here for a month. We kind of lost our routine, didn't have a good gym. Obviously, pretty big change, big drive and things like that. But about 4 days in, we're nice and settled. So I hope you can hear it in my voice. I'm going to deliver you guys an absolute killer episode. So, guys, firstly, I want to cover your A-list. And this is something that I learned like many, many years ago about the power of who we hang around with and who we associate with. But there's many mistakes and lessons I learned along the way about having an A-list. Now, what your A-list is a list of people who you choose to spend your time with, okay? Because our time is truly our most valuable resource in life. Who we spend our time with can either be positive, it can be negative, it can be like neutrally balanced. Now, the point of this podcast isn't to cut anyone from your life, because I'm going to be super honest, guys. When I went on this A-list and this massive personal growth connection, I made a lot of mistakes of just not really communicating what I was doing really well, and probably upset like a couple of people along the way. And was very lucky that once you own up to your shit in life, people who love and care for you, move on. But having this power of your A-list, guys, is going to upskill you as a person and make you happier. Now, with your A-list, guys, it's essentially just a list that you have in your phone or on your computer of who you choose to spend your time with, and like really auditing the people who, help you grow, make you happier, have those really strong and deep connections. And for someone to come onto my A-list, I have like kind of 5 things that I really, really look for. So first of all is growth, right? I only want to be around people who are growing, right? It's just in the way that they speak. So, say if I have a conversation with, my friends, Dan Henderson and the guys from Systems by Design, my mentor, Charlie, they're always doing some crazy shit. Like my mentor, Charlie, was buying a house last week. I think he's bought like 6 this year. Andrew and the boys from Systems by Design are taking over the world, one online trainer at a time. My friend Dan, he's got properties going on. He's got new mentorship programs, and just seeing them grow makes me want to grow as a person. I find really, really great connection with people wanting to grow. Right? It's a different conversation that you have of someone who's like, hey, I fucking hate my job. Like, oh, I can't wait till Friday to hit the beers. And someone who's like, I'm fucking getting after it. This is what I'm doing in life. Right? So you want to be around those growth-minded people. Now, the next one is connection, guys. And you must have connection with them, because just having someone who wants to grow, that's like what the shit that you watch on YouTube. But you've got to have that connection, that common ground. Right. And it's usually by spending a lot of time together where you're like, hey, I really like this person. I really like their values. I like what they're about. They're a really good family person. Like, me being me, I like, very family orientated people, very friendly people who really care about other people. Right. And you grab those connections. Right. And obviously with anyone in your A-list who you're spending time with, guys, you've got to have great connection. And I also, when you're A-list, guys, I want you to be around people who are inspirational, who inspire you, right? And, I think it's too common, guys, on social media and watching YouTube videos and maybe listening to podcasts where you're like, hey, I want what that person has, which I don't think is inspiration. Inspiration is like where you're like, hey, my friend Dan is fucking getting after it and chasing his dreams. His dreams aren't my dreams, right? But they're very inspirational people, and they're always moving forward towards their common goal, right? Because that's going to pick you up, right? I know some days, people watching along or listening along, you're going to have days where you're really flat, right? I have days where I'm really flat and I don't feel like making these podcasts and these videos and, doing all the inspirational shit that people say, oh yeah, you just do it every day. It's super easy. But by being able to align myself with these people and, having quick conversations with them and seeing all the cool stuff they do, right? All the people in my A-list, they inspire me to be a better person. They inspire me to, be on task, and they inspire me to do things, right, on maybe the days where I don't want to do it. And guys, the last 2 are just very, very simple, right? With your A-list, do you support them and do they support you, right? Because I think that's incredible in all friendships, right? Where, they'll go out of their way for you, but you'll also go out of your way for them, where you'll do anything for anyone in your friendship and your network. And I want you to be that type of person who's like, look, if the chips are down, You have my back. I'll fucking have your back. I'll do whatever I can to support you. And then, guys, off the back of it is that caring nature where you have a relationship where you really care about each other, right? And if you can find people within that list who are growth-minded, right, who you have a great connection with, who are inspirational and inspire you to keep chasing your goals on the days you don't want to, that really support and you care for each other, is you're going to have an absolutely amazing network. And I know a lot of my A-list do listen to this podcast, so I'll give a couple of shout outs to, firstly, my cousin Brendan, who's in there, my mentor Charlie, my two friends Andrew from Systems by Design, and Iggy, who helped me out last week. It was absolutely incredible, some of the stuff that he taught me and really supported me and cared for me with our program and some things that we're doing. And then one of my really good friends as well, Chris, and you guys know I talk about Dan Henderson a ton, who has like supported me for the last 7 years as an absolute champion of a bloke. So guys, I want you to audit your list. And guys, with the A list at the start, I started with like 2 or 3 people. And, you know, just some of the people I mentioned today isn't everyone on my A list. I want to give a shout out just to a few because I've got about 15 to 20 people now. And when you start to build it out, guys, just consistently audit it, right? How's this relationship going? You know, is it ticking all the boxes for you? Maybe your list is a little bit different to mine. But if you can associate yourself with the right people, guys, you're going to have a happier life, right? Which is what life is all about. It's not often about how much money we earn, even though that's a part of, you know, being happy and feeling safe, right? It's about all these amazing connections and friendships that you have. Now, guys, we're going to move on quite quickly. So we're going to go into planning your weeks now. Now, we're doing a special event in the Inner Circle this afternoon. I just want to give you guys a little bit of like a slight insight into what we'll be covering. Obviously, we'll be going a lot deeper into it, but if you grab a pen and paper out, you'll be able to plan your weeks pretty well from this video or podcast, however you're tuning in. Now, the first thing, guys, you need to map out to have the perfect week is your health and fitness, right? Health and fitness goes above everything else, right? You should have your bedtime, wake up routines all dialed in. If not, Google evening and morning routines and make your own. Just don't make it like a full 2-hour process, right? Make it nice and smooth. But then what are you going to do for your health and fitness, right? What days and times are you going to train in the gym or maybe do your running or do your sport, right? Make sure that's all dialed in, guys, because healthy, fit, business owners outperform those who aren't healthy and aren't fit, right? So I want you to be in that flow where you're at your peak potential all the time, or you're moving towards where you want to be with your health and fitness goals. And obviously in the fitness industry, guys, that's pretty important for all of us. Now, the next thing you want to map out is when are you going to do your socializing and your catching up with your friends, like your A-list and things like that, right? That will include like family time, okay? Depending where you're at, like there's sometimes, guys, we use a focus of 1 to 3 things every single week, right? And depending on how everything else is going, right? If you might just decide this week to do 3 social things or 5 social things, right? And there might be other weeks where you only do 1 or 2 social things because the rest of your life's a bit busy and you're focusing on your health and fitness a bit more, right? But you want to map in, guys, your social and your friends and your family time. And we haven't even got into anything we're doing with work yet. And next, guys, is your love life, okay? You might be single at the moment trying to find your partner, or you might be in a relationship, or you might be married, or whatever it is, right? But there's a really good quote I heard off a guy named Walter Bond where he goes, it's cheaper to keep her, right? And it's kind of a funny little play because if you get divorced, generally, you know, it gets pretty messy and there's split ups and stuff like that. But it's just a sign that you've fallen in love with someone. And how do we keep that love continuing to stoke on and, you know, continuing to grow? And I don't think people focus on this enough. And I say everything's from my experience, guys. There was times in my life where I only did business shit. Like I would plan like 30 things for the business and nothing with my health and fitness, nothing my social, nothing my love life. And guys, you're going to guess how that ended out. There's some troubles on the back end of it. So that might be date night for you, or it might be something special. You guys might go for a walk together, or you might get a hotel together. I don't know what it is, right? But how are you going to improve your love life and your connection with that partner? Or maybe you're going to, you know, do some active things to go and find that special person in your life if that's something that you're looking for. And guys, the next one, and we're about to get into work stuff, is what are some things that you are going to do just purely for your happiness, right? That makes you a happy business owner, that makes you a happier person. Okay, it might be going for a walk on the beach. It might be like one of the things for me is I like getting massages, right? If I get a massage on a Saturday or Sunday, it makes me really happy, makes me really relaxed, right? But what are some things you're going to do for your happiness? Now we're going to go into the business stuff. So you've got all the stuff that gives you a really well-balanced life all mapped out right now. Now we're going to go into your business side of things. What are the tasks you need to do this week to generate more leads for your fitness business, right? More names, more emails, more phone numbers, more interest. Okay, what are you going to do? And I recommend doing at least one thing every day for your marketing. And then obviously we want to build it into systems, which will be a conversation for another day. Then what's the one thing you're going to do every day to retain more members and make sure your members are actually getting fucking results in your fitness business and they're actually happy and they're not just paying you X amount of dollars per week to come and train with not much else outside of that. And then what's the one thing you're going to do every day to improve your sales and actually get money, cash collected within your business? Okay, you do all those things really well and you map it out. And guys, we do a lot of shit during the weeks. There is a lot of time where we all waste time. And yes, planning this out, guys, right? There's going to be a lot of stuff in your diary, right? But you're going to be balanced. Your health and fitness, your social, your love life, your happiness. You're also going to know what you need to do in your business. And then, guys, to encompass this and bring this together, because we're so big on growth, right? Where if you're not growing, you're dying, okay? What are you going to do for your personal growth next week to become a smarter business owner, maybe to improve your, emotional intelligence, to become a better leader, to become a better marketer, whatever it might be? Okay, so you're probably involved in some kind of coaching program or some kind of mentorship. So you want to go 100% all in on that. Okay, because I know a lot of people dive into programs and as a mentor, and some people go all out, some people go super half-assed, right? Obviously, the people who go all out always, conquer and annihilate the ones who don't go 100%. So you want to map in that growth time. And then what other growth are you going to do around it? It could be maybe listening to podcasts. It could be maybe reading a book if you desire, right? Could be maybe buying a course that you see on Facebook ads and doing that, on a Friday afternoon for a couple of hours and really upskilling yourself. And then, guys, to really bring this all together, you just use a basic pen and paper, right? You just map it all out. Cool. These are all the things I need to do. This is all the things that I really want to do, right? And then you put it in your diary, okay? Once it's in your diary, then the fun stuff all happens. Can you keep yourself accountable to actually doing this stuff, right? And no one has a perfect week, guys. No one in the world ever does everything that they want to do and that they're planned. Guys, but if you can do 80 to 90% of the things that you plan and identify, hey, this is what I planned and I actually didn't do it and here's why and here's what I learned to make sure I don't miss it next time, is you're growing, right? And you're learning how to have your perfect weeks and you're structuring your perfect weeks and you're going to be much better planned, right? Going into the weekend for what you're going to do next week compared to just waking up on a Monday and saying, I'm just going to get after it this week and try and do my best. I want you to think bigger than that. I want you to be better planned, right? I want you to think like that high 6-figure or 7-figure business owner. I read a crazy blog one day that Elon Musk, I think he's like a billionaire, right? One of the richest people in the world, that he maps his day out every 5-minute blocks. That might not be for us. That's for Elon, right? That's what works for him and that's going to help him hit his goals, right? But I want you to think like that higher level business owner and I want you to get the most out of your life, out of your friendships, out of your relationships, in your health and fitness. And off the back of it, have an amazing business that brings this all together for us and makes it all happen where we're really happy at work and we're moving towards our goals. Because guys, life, especially with business, it's better when your business is fucking growing, right? When your business is growing and you're getting things done and it's moving and it's shaking, it's way better than if your business is going backwards and you're feeling lost and it's just not going in the right direction. We all felt that, how stressful that was last year with coronavirus. So guys, I hope you got a little bit of value from today, right? I hope I made you think about the people that you spend your time with and maybe you can make your own list and your own values of who you want to be in your A list. And I also hope I made you think just a little bit about planning your weeks. But guys, I don't want to just make you think in these videos or podcasts. I want to make you actually fucking do stuff. Okay, so I want you to write down your A list. I want you to actually spend some time mapping and crafting it out. And then I want you to plan your week, right? It's going to take you 30 minutes to map it all out and put it in your diaries. But I want you to actually do the work. Don't just listen to a podcast or a video and go, that's a really good fucking idea. I might do that one day. Do it today and get it done. And if you do that stuff really well and you get some value on it, guys, build it into a system where every Friday afternoon you plan your week, right? 3 times a week, you reach out to your A-list people, or the ones you have to connect with, and you're constantly every 90 days reviewing that A-list. Maybe some amazing people have come in who you're like, hey, I'd like to explore that friendship and that relationship a little bit more. And then we want to build our perfect life that includes our perfect business, that includes us being fit and healthy, includes having the best friends, includes having the best love life, because we can have it all if we focus on what's important and what means a lot to us, and we put the effort into what means things to, what means the world to us, and we actually go, hey, you know, for example, I want the best love life in the world, and you've got to fucking focus and you've got to put work if that's the case. Guys, if you ever have any questions, if you ever want to connect, you guys probably see me on social media. If not, guys, reach out to me on Instagram, Jimmy_Pomponio. If you're ever interested in working together, guys, I love working with people who, you know, want to hang out with better people, who want to have like a really amazing life and are willing to actually plan their weeks and do what it takes to have a high 6-figure or 7-figure business, or just a business that makes you absolutely happy, because you don't need a high 6-figure business. If you'd have a business that earns $500K a year or whatever it is, and you take home the money that you want, you've got the team that you want, you don't need, you know, multi-million-dollar businesses to be happy, guys, but we need to make sure that your business is making you happy.